I am Dog 8798, and I am the first of many. I'll be the first to tell you, I've never read any of the earlier Captain America comic books. I was introduced to Captain America and the Red Skull through the Spider-Man animated series of the early 90s in 1994 on Fox Kids, and ever since then I've been a huge fan of Captain America and the Red Skull. I've done more research on their characters and this mythology through Wikipedia. Through Wikipedia. I originally was not going to go see this movie because I had my mind and money set on other things. But then I decided, let's go see it. Let's go see it. And man, I'm glad I decided to see this movie and not wait for the DVD release. This movie was awesome. Once again, just like Thor, just like the Green Lantern, this movie exceeded my expectations. All of the characters, all of the actors and characters did a good job. I loved the characters. I loved the characters. All the characters were likable and funny, and this movie was awesome, action-packed, heroic, and downright funny. I was laughing my butt off throughout this whole movie. I had just like in Green Lantern with Ryan Reynolds. I did not think Chris Evans could pull off Captain America. I thought at first, when I first the last time I saw Chris Evans, I saw him in both the Fantastic Four movies and TMNT, and I was like, he was good in those because those, once again, just like with Ryan Reynolds, those were comedy. Well, that was the Fantastic Four was a superhero movie too, but that was a less serious superhero movie than this, and I didn't think he could play the much more serious Captain America, and he was small, but as you can see, he bulked up, and also I also thought he was too pretty. He was too good looking to play Captain America. When I think Captain America, without his mask on, of course, I think a rugged man in his mid 30s with blonde hair. The actor they had playing Captain America in that straight to video film back in the 90s, that actor was looked the part more than Chris Evans did. But once again, Chris Evans and all the actors did a good job. Hugo Weaving, who portrayed the Red Skull, the villainous Red Skull, man, that guy was awesome. His accent was cool, wasn't annoying like in other films. His accent was cool. Hugo Weaving was born to play villains, arrogant heroes, and just downright arrogant, asshole-ish people. Man, like I said, this movie, all the performances, and stuff, all the performances was great. The fighting was awesome, of course. The special effects was also awesome. And then once again, like I said before, I like how they told a story here. I love Iron Man 2, but that film, once again, was immediately setting up an Avengers film. I like how this film set up an Avengers film, but the whole film wasn't about that. It was about it was a story of Captain America. The plot is that a young boy named Steve Rogers from New York City, wants to enlist in the army, but due to physical and health issues, he gets rejected. After getting to a fight with some bully, the bully beats him down, and his friend comes and beats up the bully, and Steve Rogers convinces his friend that he wants to be in the army, that why should he do less than any of the guys who are in the army now? Why should he be deprived of that privilege? And and then a professor, some scientist, overhears his dream, and determines that he is the right one for this superhuman experiment programming, superhuman experiment. So he accepts him into the army, and during the training, Sergeant Phillips and Officer Carter initially think, oh, he's not ready for this superhuman. He is initially not ready for this superhuman program. But after seeing him sacrifice himself during a drill, they decide that he is right for it. Sergeant Phillips says Steve Rogers is right for this job because with him being a weak man, he knows the real value of power. While this is happening, a Nazi officer named John Smith and a couple of scientists are investigating Norway, and they find a tesseract with a red, white, and blue glow to it. The Nazi officer John Smith says this artifact could be the next stage in human evolution. Now they reject this and think he's insane. John Smith then kills all of the scientists and injects himself with the serum, turning himself also into a superhuman soldier. While this is happening, of course, like I said before, Steve Rogers undergoes the serum and the testing, and becomes a super soldier. He gets superhuman strength, quick reflexes, and everything. And the film, well, like I said, this movie was awesome. You got to see from there. Like I said before, yeah, this was an awesome movie. And of course, I love the end. I love the teaser at the end. There's a teaser for the Avengers movie next year. All right. Doug out. Yeah.